All right, so what up, guys? Today we're going to be discussing all right, so what's up, guys? Today we're going to be discussing this NQI that we took today. I'm going to be discussing what we looked for and like, exactly how we entered on it and why we entered. All right, let's start. So, first things first that I realized before even considering a trade is if Asia low or the high was taken. As you guys can see here, the day started right here, right? So, um, all of Asia was basically just going up, right? And then as soon as we started going into London, we started going down, and we created a downtrend like so. Now, around 4 a.m., we started to shift and break that trend line, right? So we're getting a change of character, and we basically swept Asia lows marked off with the red line. Now, Asia highs were still open, right? So I always make sure to keep that in mind because Asia highs are big liquidity, huge liquidity, actually. So I kept that in mind. You know, woke up around 9 a.m. and I saw this price delivery, right? So cool. We took Asia lows, so we don't even have to consider Asia lows anymore as major liquidity. We just have Asia highs. So I keep that in mind. So we see price going up and creating bullish structure. You know, we have 4 a.m. here, then at 6 a.m., a new higher low, and another new high, right? So cool. What are we looking for? We are looking for internal liquidity to be swept so we can enter off a pullback. And that's what we see right here. So I don't trade until after 9:30 because anything before 9:30 to me is manipulation. Um, And usually the biggest move happens towards the end of the day. Everything before New York is basically just build up liquidity for New York traders to sweep. So I identified internal liquidity range, and if you're experienced, you're going to be able to see this without even looking for it. It's this trend line right here, because on the higher time frame, this trend line is basically, whoops, where is it? This trend line is basically a fair value gap. That's basically right here, right? So it looks more clear. Yeah. So on the 5 minute, it looks more clear. That's this area right here. So fair value gap. And we also swept all of previous liquidity with this one candle. So this one candle is very reactive. This whole candle is a nice zone to buy off of because we swept previous liquidity. Yeah. So on the 1 minute, we look for the internal sweep of liquidity that taps into that candle that already swept liquidity because it's a very reactive zone. And that's exactly what we do around here. Take this trend line, liquidity right here. So this is all liquidity right here. We sweep it right after taking Asia highs, right? So Asia high liquidity is taken, but towards a sell-off, which you can catch a sell-off if you know what you're doing. It's a little bit more advanced to catch a sell-off, but it's very possible. We see the sweep of internal liquidity right after that. Now, this sweep of internal liquidity comes with huge imbalance. As you guys can see, there's literally no correction. Usually, if price wants to continue down, we're gonna see price moving like this, correcting itself, right? But here it just creates a huge imbalance. So we keep that in mind. We sweep liquidity, and then right after that sweep, we have a huge reversal that goes straight back up. So what do we do with that information? We wait for a pullback to enter buys because we are just continuing the trend. We are expecting a continuation of trend and just reacting to prices, PA, and structure. We wait for that pullback to close the most recent fair value gap or imbalance on the 1 minute. And that is right here. Once that is closed, we enter buys. Once that is closed, we enter buys. So ideally right here, you want to cover the recent low that created the push upwards after the sweep of liquidity. So low would be right here, and the target could be the high that was created. As you guys can see, that was easily caught, and it ran. How much is that? This was like around 50, so about 70 points of profit, and it took 13 minutes. So yeah, that's a quick recap of how we caught this buy on NQ. If you want to be able to catch these buys or take our signals, check out the link in the bio and join our Discord, Dirty 30. We have roughly 1,200 we have roughly 1,200 members in the group, and we have five very professional traders that share insights. And overall, if you're just looking for a community that you can share your ideas with, and basically just exchange market expectations, this is a great fit for you. We're always welcoming people to join our community because we are looking for other traders that we can also learn from and engage with for future growth.